So man, what's your name? Where you from, man?
Man, I go by Mitch. I go by Pushman Mitch on the gram. I'm from Philly, but I'm from ATL too, man. I've been out here for like 10 years plus, so this my new home. So.
Word. Dang, well I just had work out the landlord. He from Philly too.
Yeah, that's my boy, man. We did an interview together, not too tough, like probably like last year sometime. But that's my boy. He going crazy up north real quick.
Nah, for sure. It's crazy. I got family in Philly. I used to live up there when I was younger.
Yeah.
Went to school up there and everything for a little while. Yeah, man. I know. So I know that Philly vibe.
You know about the trench, then.
Yeah, man.
It's dirty out there, man.
For real. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy.
Yeah,
around the time I had been like 12, 13 at the time when I went out there. My grandma stayed out there, so stayed out there with her for a while. Got into a lot of shit. For real.
It's easy to get into something up there, man.
Yes, sir. So what you do, man? What you do?
Basically, bro, I'm an investor at this point, but I'm an investor, I'm a financial coach. I teach people business.
Right.
You know, from A to Z, not just, you know, A to B and then leave them alone. So it's a lot of aspects of business that people don't think about. So, you know, from the marketing standpoint, branding, advertising, you know, incorporating, it's like there's so much that goes into it.
Right.
And, you know, people from our community don't take the time to actually use our intelligence and creativity to, you know, towards business. We rather use it towards like, you know, scam shit, get rich shit, street shit.
Right.
And, you know, we don't like to take the time to really be like, all right, let me get good at this thing that really makes the world go around. So that's kind of like my job. I like to, you know, to be the one to teach people how to get into it and really make money doing it.
Well, man, how you started, man? Like, what was your journey? What it was like for you in the beginning?
Man, I started off, I would say, as an entrepreneur, just driving Uber. So that's really was my introductory into, you know, business. I mean, working for myself.
Right.
Other than that, I just pretty much worked 9 to 5s my whole life. You know what I'm saying? All the way up until I was 24. Yeah, I mean, I went from Uber. I was renting out one car. I had a Jeep Wrangler, 2008 Jeep Wrangler. I was renting it out. I luckily fell into that. I just met this dude from like San Francisco. He told me about this app. I put it on, and then I started making pretty good money.
Right.
I'm driving Uber. I'm making pretty good. I'm making more money driving Uber than any job I ever had.
Really?
Yeah, I was making like $2,800 a week, like on average. Some weeks I would make more, but my average, like because I'm a numbers guy.
Right.
So my numbers, I averaged out $2,800 a week, but it was some weeks where I make 4, 5, 6K.
Right.
But
and how you made that play though? How you made that play work?
I know a lot of people ask me that. People who don't drive Uber,
a
lot of them comment on that, like they just don't understand how that works. So basically, and even when I'm saying Uber, it's not only Uber, it's Uber and Lyft.
Right.
So when I would drive on one app, it would kick me off because they got a certain time limit you can drive, and I would just turn the other one on. So basically I would drive, I would get up at like 5 in the morning, and I would drive all the way, you know, until it kicked me off. I would take like a little lunch break sometimes or whatever in my car.
Right.
And then, you know, I would just keep driving until I get my daily goals. And then what happens is after you've been driving on Uber or in Lyft for a while, you get a certain status because of the amount of trips that you get. So you get the platinum status, for example, and then once you start doing that, they pay you more. Like they give you more perks. They give you bonuses by you hitting this many trips in a week.
Right.
So that's kind of where you want to get to. Once you get to platinum status, you can drive and you'll hit your weekly goals fast. And then every time you hit one weekly goal, they give you another one.
Right.
So they say, if you drive this many trips, we'll give you $500 extra. And then they're like, once you get that 500, like if you drive this many trips, you'll get another 200.
So they reward you for hard work.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's a grind, bro. But, you know, I used to be driving, man, 16 hours a day for 6-7 days a week. I'd be driving. And
yeah, that's crazy because people be sweating up and down. They can't make no money off Uber, man. But
it's not Uber, it's the person. You know
yeah, exactly. It's how you put in the work.
But nah, it definitely was, you know, I got a lot of respect for that grind because I was on it for like almost 2 years. And then like I didn't even want to leave it alone because I was making so much money.
Right.
I was like, yo, Like, like this is the first time in my life I'm walking around with like thousands in my pocket, bro. Just from driving Uber. Like the dudes who I knew who drove, like my brother drove with me, a couple of my other homies I know. These dudes cashing out on cars and shit because we had so much money in our pocket.
Right.
So I was doing that. I was stacking. So I'm stacking all my money up. I'm getting my credit up. And then, you know, like I said, I had that one car being rented out. And I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and try to see if what happens if I can get more cars doing this.
And so what you use, Turo?
At the time, it was called like Relay Rides.
Relay Rides?
Yeah, and then now it's called Turo, but it's the same.
Same concept.
Yeah, it's the same app, so they changed it.
Oh, okay.
But long story short, I went from that, and then I said, all right, bet. Let me try to rent some more. Go see if I can use my credit that I've been working on the whole time I was driving Uber.
Right.
I'm like, let me see if I can go ahead and apply for some more. So I went and applied for like a BMW i8. I went and applied for a Tesla Model S. I went and applied for a Jeep Wrangler, another Jeep Wrangler, all at the same time, in the same day. So I got all three of them on the same day using different lenders. So basically, after I did that, I was like, damn, my credit must be messed up now that I just got all three of these.
Right.
But I checked it, and I was like, I seen that none of the loans was on my credit report. I was like, oh damn, they're not on there. So basically, all that let me know was that it doesn't reflect for a certain amount of time. So during that time, I can go out and get as many loans as I want from different banks.
Right.
Because they don't know that I got other cars. So basically my debt to income ratio doesn't come into play.
Right.
So that's what I learned. So that's what I started off with. So I went and got like 5, 6, 7 cars, you know, within that time frame, within like a 3, 4, 5 month time frame.
So you was confident in what you had going on to be able to go and do that, like, and just be like, yo, I'm gonna get all these cars and we just gonna run it up.
Yeah, because I started off with one. Like I told you, I was driving Uber for 2 years and I had one car already going.
Right.
So I already had all of this experience with the one car.
Yeah, so you kind of pretty much knew, like.
Yeah, I done dealt with the customers. I had, you know, all of the mishaps happen and stuff like that you need to know about. And then I went from that to, like, all right, bet. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, just bet on what's working.
Right,
it was working with one. I was like, shit, if I can get this right. Because I didn't know what I was really doing, but I was like, if I can get this, I can figure it out.
Yep.
Then I'll be doing good, because this one car was bringing me like $4,800 a month. I was like, man, I'm driving and I'm making money like that.
Exactly.
But this car, I don't got to do no work, but just get a key to somebody, wash it, put gas and shit in it, and it's gone. So I was like, all right, bet. So what I looked like was, I did that, and then I started making money with all the cars, bro, and I felt confident enough to start driving Uber. Because I was making that much money.
Right.
So at this point, I'm making $15,000 to $20,000 a month. Like, I'm like, oh shit, I ain't never made that much money.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like, I can't, you know. So then at this point, so now I need more cars. I got more customers than I got cars. So, you know, I wasn't in position because of the same exact play that I just said I did. It actually messed me up to get more cars, because now they're saying you got too many cars in your credit.
Right.
That the income ratio not right. So now I know that I'm not supposed to get them my personal credit. I got to get them my business credit, because the business credit don't reflect. So I was like, all right, cool. So now I started getting my business credit, of course, but even with all of those cars in my personal credit, I can't PG them. So I got to get them off my personal credit. It was like, damn. So what I started doing JV, which is called joint ventures.
Right.
So I started partnering up with people, you know, who in position to get the cars, but I'll just run the cars for them. So I would take the cars under my wing, put them at my lot, give them to my customers, and we'll do a split.
Right.
So that's how I expanded so quickly, because I was just like, all right, fuck it, they ain't gonna let me get them. When there's a will, there's a way.
There's a way, dog.
I said, I'm gonna go ahead and grab them Jones.
Right.
That was the thing, man. But it was just like a whole learning process of doing all of that stuff. But I ended up getting like over 100 cars at one time.
That's crazy.
And I made a whole lot of money, especially during the pandemic. It was crazy. I had cars in Atlanta, Miami, Houston, Orlando, LA. So, you know, I started just expanding what I was doing all over the country, because it works. If it works in Atlanta, it works everywhere.
Right.
And then I found out about the markets. Like, Miami is like an A market. Vegas, LA, A markets. Atlanta's like a B market. Houston's a B market. Like, these are the different cities, like, where you could tell, like, the exotic cars work better. But when it comes to economy cars, that work, every city that has Uber and Lyft is an A market. So that's when I that same car I was driving Uber with, I said, yo, it's just sitting here. I said, let me go ahead and throw this joint on the rental, and then that's why I heard about the economy cars. So now I got my Prius, my same Prius I was driving. That joint was going for like 9 months at a time.
Right.
Like literally, I was like, damn, this joint going forever, and I don't gotta do no work, so it's more passive.
Right.
So this is when I started getting away from like the I8s and the luxury cars.
Okay.
And I started downsizing my fleet. So all the mid-tier luxuries, I put them on long-term like bookings.
Right.
So like instead of me trying to chase the daily bread and find people that book them every day, I got people to take them month to month, long term. I would put them in like a lease format. So I would be like, all right, cool. Let me just make you put down a down payment, keep it, put it on a 1 to 2 year lease.
Right.
And I'm getting cash flow every month without doing no work. Only thing I gotta do is check up on the maintenance every couple of months, make sure the oil change, the tire's good, because I will put that in my contract that I'll take care of it.
Right.
Which would be a perk. So what I did was I got a whole bunch of people in my mid-tier luxuries, keeping them long term, less work for me. And then I got my economy cars, which is going for years at a time. I started giving them to like Uber and Lyft drivers. So the same exact grind I got off, I help people go do that same grind.
Right.
So I gave them to Uber and Lyft drivers. Now I don't got no cars in my lot, and I had hundreds, but all of them gone. So then that's when I got into the exotic game. So I started getting Lambos. So now our cash flow is over $50,000-$60,000 a month. So I'm making a whole lot of money. So I'm able to afford the Lamborghini. They were able to afford the Rolls Royces.
It was steps to that shit, man.
Yeah, people don't know. They want to skip all of that.
Yeah, you got all them steps, bro. It's like step after step after step, bro. And it's like people like, yo, how can I get a Lambo on my man, bro? You gotta go through the process, bro. Or get with somebody who done been through the process, and then they can help you get, you know what I'm saying? Skip a little bit of the steps, whatever. But yeah, bro, you went through the steps, dog. That's crazy.
Nah, it was a process. Like literally, I was learning, fucking up the money.
Wasn't scared of the risk. I wasn't scared of the risk.
Because like regardless of the risk, it's like it just can't not get done. Like that's the only thing people gotta realize. Like people go, oh, it's so risky. Oh, it's scary. It's gonna be hard. Oh, it's not that easy. Don't matter. It can't not get done.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what gotta happen.
Exactly.
So I already had that mentality. So I had cars stolen. I had all type of shit.
I was about to say how you dealt with that, like when cats get your cars and they run them down or they smoking in the car, because I know that smell just stays in there for a while.
Yeah, man, I'm glad all of that stuff happened, bro. That shit be the best. Like if a person never been through worst case scenario, can they really say that they're an expert?
Right.
No, like I've been through the stolen cars that helped me learn about trackers, kill switch trackers. If I never would have got a car stolen, I probably would have never put it in every single one of my cars.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Now I got multiple in every single car, and I'll never have no problems with theft now. Same thing with the smoking and stuff like that. Well, we put it in our contracts, because we got deposits at this point. $1,000 for like a mid-tier luxury, and $2,000 and up for the exotics. So if you smoke in our car, if we find residue, if we find air freshener in our car, we take your whole deposit. So now we don't got no problem with that shit.
Right.
Nobody don't want no $2,000-$3,000 deposit being taken. It's no questions asked. We let them know. We make them sign, initial, thumbprint. No questions asked. If we find air freshener, that means you're trying to cover something. If we find weed residue, smoke residue, any ashes, anything like that, we taking it 100%. So we let them know. There's no questions asked. They're like, you cool with that, right? They be like, bet. We took that shit like once or twice at the beginning.
Yeah.
Now they know we really will take that shit. Nobody takes it.
Yeah.
Nobody takes it. I mean, nobody smokes.
Right.
So that's what you got to deal with. Every now and again you'll find somebody who will rent a car to somebody else. It happens occasionally, but it doesn't happen really to me because I got an 8-year book of business now.
Right.
Now I got like a high level, clientele. Every now and again a straggler slip through the cracks, but normally once they come and do that walkthrough, they try to offer to pay. Look, this is one of my key signs to all my staff.
Right.
Somebody try to offer to just pay the smoking fee off the top.
Right.
We don't even run in the car. They be like, you gonna smoke in it? It's a we can't do it. That's part of the policy. And we'll show it to them. Here, this is our policy. As soon as somebody say this right here, can't give you the car.
Yeah.
And they be like, damn, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, it is crazy. Sorry about that, man. Talk to you later.
Exactly. So you stand in, it's good that you standing on that. Like, ain't no exceptions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it gets different when you get to that point. Like when you get to the exotic point, it should be when you dealing with Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces and Ferraris and shit like that. You should be at the point where you don't need the money. Where you can say no. When you at the point where you need the money and you can't say no, even though your gut is telling you to say no, then you probably shouldn't be in that business. Like,
right.
I ain't saying yeah to everybody. I'm telling niggas hell no.
Right.
Somebody tell me, because I don't need it. Like, people hate that. They really, I'm trying to put money in your pocket. I'm like, I'm good.
Exactly.
And then, you know, that's where I got to the point where, you know, I made a whole lot of money with the exotics, and then I went over, I took the money I was making from that business and then went into the Airbnb business with it. So now I got multiple mansions that I only deal with, and that's a whole different game that I had to learn.
Yeah.
All the levels to that. Started throwing events, so I had to learn about event staff, about security, about all of that, people trying to throw unauthorized parties. I had to figure that whole game out too. And now I make 7 figures in that game as well. So it's like, it's a learning process, but I came in as an investor. I came in from the point where I already had the experience running a 7-figure business. And now I know how to hire the staff instead of me trying to do everything. Because that's how I started the business. Like I told you, I was running around first like a chicken with the head cut off. Now I got staff doing all of that. I got systems, I got policies, procedures that got to be followed to where it's organized, and I know where my money's coming. I know how to stop everything. I know what rules and regulations my staff need to follow, so everybody can be replaced. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm not there, it's cool. You can put somebody else there. They can read the SOP book, the policy procedures book, and then do the same thing we do. And they got something to reference. But that comes with time and energy and going through trial and tribulation. It's not easy. But you know, it's all doable. It's all doable.
100%.
So then, yeah, I got to the point where I got online with it, and now I'm like an online coach. So I teach people what I do, you know, from A to Z. And, you know, I got a lot of millionaire students. I got multi-7-figure students. I got multi-6-figure students, 5-figure students, all the way down to students that don't make that much money. Because, you know, the only thing I can't guarantee is that, you know, what you're going to do when you get the information. So what we say is education on us, execution on you. So a lot of people, they in a position of where they want you to hold their hand and do everything for them. I'm not that type of coach. I'm also not a passive income coach. You know, people like to talk passive income. I don't teach that. I teach active income. Because I be asking people like, tell me a billionaire that you know that don't work, that's retired. Tell me a millionaire that you know that don't work, that's retired. It don't exist. Everybody's still working. So if that's the case, you're not retiring. Facts. Yes, you want to make your job easier by getting systems and stuff in place. But let me ask y'all a question. When you have at a 9 to 5 and the manager not walking around, what do? You steal time. Right? You doing whatever you want. You figure out ways where you can take mini smoke breaks. Talk to your homegirl. Be on your phone texting. You stealing time. But what happens when the manager walking around? You on your shit. You on your best customer service. What happened when the owner is in there? You real good. So the difference in it is I don't want people to be passive or have a passive mentality. Of course you're going to have passive income, but passive income will never be as much as active income. People who got active income make way more money than passive. So it's just like, that's cool for a person who's already established in business for 8, 10, 15 years to get passive income streams. But a new entrepreneur coming off the street shouldn't even be uttering the word passive income. Like, it's like, bruh, you need to active income for at least 5 to 10 years before you even think about getting active income. Or you're gonna always be broke. Because look, I do investments all the time, bro. 6-figure, 7-figure investments, bro. The pay on those investments, bro, is not a lot. It's over time, it will be great. You don't have to work for the money. You just bought a cash flow assets. It's coming in regardless, right? But let me tell you this. If I had to survive off that income alone, with just one source of it, or maybe even 3, it wouldn't be enough for my lifestyle. So the goal is to get a bunch of passive income streams over time while doing active income, and then potentially that passive income all together can equal up to what your active salary will be. You know what I'm saying? That's the real thing. But that takes years. It's like, I don't start off as a new entrepreneur like, oh, let me find this business and be passive with it. It's gonna make me rich. What?
No, not at all.
Never in life, ever, bro. Ever. So that's the reality. So that's what I kind of teach on and tell people how to actually get real active income that can create passive income that's actually sufficeable. Like, that's the thing.
And see, that's the thing that need to be talked about, because people get into this game of entrepreneurship thinking that it's all about just having free time and I don't want to do no work and I just want to make money and, you know, all that stuff. And it's like, nah, bro, it's a whole different process than that. Matter of fact, if anything, you have more responsibilities now that you're an entrepreneur.
Versus
you working for somebody or anything of that sort. So
absolutely. Yeah, you got way more responsibility. I mean, you're gonna be responsible for yourself, employees, payroll, taxes. Like before, when you work for a 9 to 5, those taxes is automatically deducted.
100%.
When you start working, you're in control of paying your taxes or not paying your taxes, overpaying or underpaying your taxes. And the tax game is, once you get rich though, I'm gonna just let you know that's the reality. That's all everybody trying to figure out. Once you get rich and you're making a lot of money, man, they just start taking your money from nothing. They didn't do no work. I'm talking about my first, like 2018, I made my first million, right? Matter of fact, I made my first 2 million in 2018. So I had to pay taxes on that, bro. I'm talking about $600,000.
Damn.
But just a federal, and then the state was 70.
That's
You
crazy.
get what I'm saying? So now you like, okay, I gotta figure out what the fuck going on, to where I made all of this money.
Right.
And I gotta give somebody almost $700,000 out of my money. That's because it's an ignorance tax.
Right.
You didn't have the appropriate structure to your business. Just normal things like how much an LLC, like once you make a certain amount of money with an LLC, you gotta immediately change it to an S Corp or a C Corp.
Yeah. You're right. Yup.
You have to, because they're taxing it a certain amount.
Right.
When you're not making a lot of money, it don't matter.
Yep.
But when you start making a lot of money, and they gonna take motherfucking 40% of your shit.
you gotta change that.
Yo, listen to me. But yeah, bro. So at the point where you like, damn, these dudes can like legally just take 700 racks from you. And then most people, the whole time they've been making that money, what they've been doing? Spending it. So now you ain't even got 700,000.
Exactly.
You ain't got 600. You ain't even got 300,000 liquid. Let's say you done bought the house, you done bought the cars, you done bought, you keeping the business afloat. Yeah, you got expenses, but your expenses not going to expense out 600, 700,000, right?
Right.
Unless you actually are buying things for the business that can offset the taxes.
Right.
And that's what you got to learn. But immediately you got to know, like my company, and then also there's the accounting game, the CPA game. You got to figure out who going to be the person in charge of your money.
Right. And that's a whole nother game.
Bruh, I'm on CPA number 5, bruh.
That's crazy.
So, like, I'm telling you, and you got to learn, you got to go through, you literally have to go through that to find the right one.
Yeah, you got to.
So
and that's another thing I be thinking, like, man, damn, that process of just trying to find somebody and trust somebody with my cash.
Man.
Like, that shit is,
they got access to your bank accounts, your credit cards.
Yeah.
They pay the government on your behalf. So, they're looking at a spreadsheet of all of your itemized, like, transactions every day. That's what they doing. You don't want to do that. When you got a whole lot of transactions, you make a whole lot of money, you don't want to look through your statements and shit yourself. It's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
I'm not saying that you can't, because you can, but it's a lot to do. And run the business at the same time. So you gotta trust somebody or put somebody in place to do that. And you gotta get somebody that's used to dealing with people like you. So me, I was like, my first 2 people that I work with, they never worked with somebody who made as much money as me. Third person, they work with corporations that made as much money as me, and they just was ABC to the letter, like doing the taxes.
Right.
So you gotta really know who's dealing with you. Do you deal with 7 and 8 figure entrepreneurs? Right? And then when you start making 9 figures, do you deal with 9 figure entrepreneurs? Like, you know what I mean? Are you keeping track of my stocks, my trading accounts, my investment accounts? You're keeping track of my credit card statements, all of my loans that I get. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's like it's stuff that you literally got to learn. Like, it's not something that you can just wake up and Google. You can't.
Right.
Like, niggas think they can YouTube and Google shit. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Impossible to Google some shit that you don't know that you don't know.
Right.
You feel me? Like, people really, man, I already know this game, man. The shit Mitch talking about, I can just Google it. All right, well, why you ain't do it yet? Why you ain't do it? Why you not rich yet?
Exactly. Like, nah, bro.
That's the problem. So we think that it's things that we know we don't know, and there's things that we don't know we don't know. So it's like, if you don't know that you don't know something, how you gonna look it up? You can't.
Right.
So people think that they know to look up a CPA or accountant for 7 to 8 figure people. Then you gotta know people that's making the same type of money as you. You can't hang around with your homies from the hood.
Yeah.
I gotta know a nigga who making 8 figures now, so I can say, bro, who does your taxes? Like,
right.
You know what I mean? How much are you paying? Like, can I ask you?
Your network is a net worth. So
you know what I mean? You gotta be able to ask somebody, because you don't know.
Yeah.
When I started making that much money, I had no idea, bro. I'm like, yo, who do I ask about this? None of my friends make this much money. And then now you're like, all right, I gotta ask this dude. And you gotta trust this dude not to be, cause like this dude, he might own the accounting firm, and you paying him every month recurring.
Right.
He like, yeah, I got you, bro. You gotta go to this CPA, and he own it.
And he owned it.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with him owning it as long as they're doing the right work. But I'm just saying, like, if it's a situation where it's him gaining everything and then they don't do his taxes, he just own it, that's weird.
Yeah.
But you gotta be able to trust somebody. You gotta be able to go out on the limb a little bit, and then you find the right person. And then you start learning about trust, about C Corps, about the difference of percentages that you gotta pay versus a different type of entity.
So what you look for when you go to a CPA, like what you look for and what you like try to, you know, what it is that make you be like, nah, I can't use you. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I said, man, find somebody who's used to dealing with people that are like you. Like, that's it. Like, if you run a fucking laundromat, you know what I'm saying? Find somebody who's worked with other people who do laundromats and file taxes for it. Because then they know all the expenses, they know all the tax credits that you qualify for. You know what I'm saying? So that's my advice on that. And I'm not a CPA or CFP or any accountant. I'm not giving y'all financial advice, but I am telling y'all that my advice to personally myself would be to go out and find somebody that already is used to working with people similar to me. That's all I was saying, because it's no real way to actually do it. You're gonna go through bumps and bruises, and you're gonna have to learn about this stuff too. You can't fully depend on an accountant.
Right. You gotta read. You gotta look at
a lawyer to do it for you. You gotta know what's going on. Because let me tell you something. When they audit you, if they sue you, you're gonna have to know. Because your CPA ain't gonna care. They ain't got no liability. You got the liability. It's your company. So you gotta know these things, man. You want to make sure you're not, because they can just do anything to make you not pay taxes, and then when you get audited, you don't know what the fuck going on, and you ain't got an attorney. Because look, if I go through audit, my attorney gonna handle the whole shit.
Right.
I'm not talking to the people. Not gonna talk to me. But you want to know about what's going on, so where you don't end up in a situation like, you know, some of these people we know about that went to jail for tax evasion and shit like that. You know, you got famous people like Wesley Snipes, you got people like Fat Joe. It's a lot. It happens. Like, you don't, and it normally isn't the person's fault. It's normally, well, it kind of is, but it isn't. It's not like, you know, they could have got educated on it, but we be ignorant. We don't know. We just like, oh yeah, I'm making a lot of money. I'm good. I pay this dude to go over my stuff.
Exactly.
I should be straight. Right. But even Steve Harvey ended up paying crazy amount of money on back taxes because his accountant was, you know, getting at him. So you gotta, it's hard, bro. It's like, but I don't want to scare people into not making money. Well, shit, we'll figure. Like, you gotta jump out the window and then build the parachute on the way down. So you gotta figure all that shit out later. Let's start making the money first and then figure it out later.
Yeah. So 2018, man. That sounded like it was a great year for you.
It was a horrible year.
You thought it was a horrible year.
I was the richest I ever been and the brokest I ever been.
Man, what was that experience like though? Like knowing like, damn, I just touched, you know what I'm saying, that amount of money.
It's so funny, man, because I didn't even know.
Really?
I was so on grind mode, bro. I was working so hard, and I still do that.
Right.
Since I'm a numbers guy, I now look at my quarterly numbers. So now I'm paying taxes quarterly. But before, bro, I be so tunnel vision on the work and grinding so hard that I don't even be knowing how much money I got. And at that point, I was in my shoebox money game.
Right.
So, you know, I didn't know how much money I made until me and my brother, we pulled all the money out the shoebox and just started counting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There was a lot of money in there, bro. But 2020 was even more. But 2018, that was my first time touching like over 7 figures for sure.
Right.
So, but yeah, man, I got in the rental car game, and I had a whole bunch of cars. I was in my area. I was the only one doing it. I had all the clout. I had the grind.
Right.
And I wasn't even as strict as I am now. So at that point, like I told you, I was learning everything. So I was giving them cars up. Man, I ain't give a damn. You ain't had to have a deposit.
Right.
You ain't even damn near had to have a license. I was like, let's go. And I was fortunate enough to know the insurance game, know the rental car game. So when you in a rental car game, you in the insurance game and a rental car game. So, you know, I was getting payouts from cars getting totaled. You know what I mean? After they get totaled, I get that money. You know what I mean? I was buying the car smart. So I was able to get in there and get a profit margin every time, and I was making money the whole time I owned them. So it was dope. I was making a lot of money. And then yeah, man, and then I was the brokest I ever been because I had to pay taxes. I had to pay taxes, and I didn't have the money that they wanted. So that next year I had to work harder than I ever worked. So it forced me to level up. Yeah. And then also get my structure together.
See, sometimes those bumps, man, is needed. You know what I'm saying, in that process.
It is. I think every time it's needed.
Yeah.
Like, people don't think about instant success. Like, what happens when you're an instant success? It's horrible because you don't know nothing.
Exactly.
So you get people like this. Let's say I'm in a clothing line, right? Let's just say I'm a new entrepreneur, brand new, fresh. I was working jobs all my life, and now I'm a brand new entrepreneur. I started a clothing line. I launch it, I put it on my Instagram, I put a post up, and then it goes viral. Right? Post goes viral, and all I had was that t-shirt. It was just an idea, right? Now guess what? It goes viral, millions of people want to buy it. They put in orders off of the link that you put in. And now how you gonna get those millions of shirts to all of those people? Right.
You ain't got no structure, nothing set up.
You got instant success.
Yep.
So now you don't know how you're gonna fulfill. So what you gonna have? Instant success and instant failure. You might figure it out. You might be able to get those shirts out, right? It's gonna be late, it's gonna be long, you're gonna have to deal with disputes. How do you deal with disputes? How you deal with people doing chargebacks? Because they don't see their shirt.
Right.
You have no fucking idea.
Nope.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, instant success, it doesn't help you learn the business, the game, the craft. So you need to go through the bumps and bruises to be able to get yourself prepared for everything that's going to happen.
Right.
But people don't, people just like, yeah, I want to just become rich in 3 months, and if not, I'm going to switch to the next industry.
Nah.
Bro, people don't know, man. It takes time to get good.
It does.
So like I said, you got to go through the bad. And the bad part is important. You got to go through the bullshit and then keep going after it.
Keep going.
If you don't do it, then it's pointless. It's pointless to go through all of that great experience, bro, and don't keep going. I be like, these niggas is weird.
Yeah, see, I've been coming here for 15 years, bro. So it's like, for me, I've been through enough shit in this game for multiple people. You know what I'm saying? Like, just learning from owners, learning, being a manager at 2 barbershops, working in different barbershops, dealing with different barbers, man. And that experience alone just taught me everything I needed to know. And without that experience, I don't think I'd be in the situation I'm in now. And I'm prepared for everything that come with it at this point. But it took me a long time to get prepared, though. Like, you gotta lock in, man, and stay consistent.
Reality.
And people will be like, man, damn, you a celebrity barber now. It's like, nah, bro, it's just, you don't even know that process of being a celebrity barber, dog. Like, a lot of celebrities want shit free. Dude, they ain't trying to spend a lot of money for real. You think that, oh, he getting thousands of dollars a cut. That ain't always the case, though. Prime example, bro. This chick just got down cut a celebrity and tried to run off on her with $100. Like, what we doing?
You know, it's so funny, man. The other barber that I be going to, out of town and shit, she was dealing with one of the young boys, and he ran off on her. And then she did a post and the shit went viral.
Okay, so this is the same. Yeah.
I was like, that's nuts.
Yeah, bro.
But you gotta think about it though. Like, for me, barber, like, I get my hair cut like every week. I'm one of them type of bulls. So, but what I gotta deal with barbers normally is I get the rich nigga tax. So, my barber that I used to roll with, man, he was charging me more than anybody else that he had, and I'm his best customer.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I show up every week, but I pay the most.
No, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So it gets to a point where, and then people be like, yo, you got this event going on, can I pull up? And I be like, yeah, come on, you gotta pay.
Yeah.
They be like, oh, come on, man, it's me. I be like, I know, you charge me extra. It ain't like crazy. You look out for me.
Right.
But people don't understand that, bro. Like, people don't understand, like, that's an integrity thing. If you ain't got no integrity, I really can't rock with you. And it'd be hard when the barber fired.
Yeah. But that's crazy. I ain't never really heard of barbers doing that though. Where they charging people extra just because they got money.
Man, that's my whole life now.
Yeah.
I pull up in the cars that I pull up in, bro. They charging me quadruple what they charging niggas to park.
Well, you know how that go. Them club events, man, they gonna definitely
Talking about like everywhere, bro.
Damn, that's crazy. What it was like for you growing up though?
Bro, I mean, I'm gonna say that I had a great upbringing, man. We wasn't like well off, but my mom she made it to where we couldn't tell.
Right.
So we from the Southwest Philly. If anybody ever been to SWP, they know what time it is. Like everybody crib that I know, I don't know about who y'all know. Everybody crib that I know had roaches in it. Very normal to us. It was the roaches' house. It wasn't even, we was the visitors and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Every crib we lived that had roaches, we hit the kitchen lights, they scatter. That's how we grew up. When I came down south, I never seen cribs like that, like where every crib don't have roaches. It was nuts. So, I used to tell a story. When I used to go to school and shit, I used to be like, yeah, you know how you hit the lights and the roaches scatter and shit. They be like, I don't know, what the fuck you talking about, man?
Really?
They be like, you dirty, man. The only way you get roaches is if you dirty. I was like, nah, that's totally different.
That's far from the truth, my boy. Especially in the projects. Shit. That's crazy.
Bro, like I said, man, we ain't know we was poor until later, man. Like,
and that's how I felt too, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really don't. When I was a kid, you really didn't know. Like, even at one point, me and my mom stayed in hotels. You know what I'm saying? Like, hotel to hotel. And in my mind, at that age, man, they got a pool in here. You know what I'm saying? They got the indoor breakfast. Well, we on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Don't even know. Like, you living in a hotel, y'all struggling. Like, so it be them type of vibes, man. You don't learn until you get older.
Yeah, you don't know. Like, it's just even like with trauma. Anything that happened when you a young boy, you don't know that it's wrong or right. How it's supposed to be, because that's your only experience.
Yep.
So I thought all kids live the same way we live until you don't think about it till you're a little older. You seeing the kids that got all the Jordans and you like, damn, I don't got no Jordans.
Exactly. Yep. It took for me like once I got to like middle school, that's when I started going for my own bag.
Make sure you got mustache thick too.
Thick, yep. Okay. I started going for my own bag, man, because it was like, man, damn, we ain't got this, I ain't got this. You know what I'm saying? Niggas come to school and this, I ain't got that. Shit, I gotta get my own.
I ain't gonna lie, even then I was like, fuck it, I was just a hooper.
Yeah.
I
Seen that. I seen you know what I'm saying? You be on that court, man.
I was just hooping, bro. That's my plan. A, B, C, and D was the hoop.
Alright. So you went to college and everything?
Dropped out.
And what you did after that?
Work job,
yeah.
I mean, I played ball. I played pro ball. And then I came right back. I was gonna get hurt regardless.
That's good. You ain't let that stop you though, man. For real.
I mean, I just became what my environment dictated. I just started working. I started doing what everybody around me do, just work. People don't understand, like, the most important thing of all of this shit is your environment.
Right.
It's called, what they say, exposure equals expansion. So whatever you get exposed to, the possibilities are endless.
Bro, you ain't lying, bro. Because before I came to Atlanta, it was all gang banging. Street shit, straight up. All gang banging and street shit. And so it was like that's why I say the barbershop saved my life, because, you know what I'm saying, growing up, and like I say, all gang banging and street shit. And then when I got in the barbershop when I was like 19, that's when I started like the full barbershop. I started seeing people around me, like male figures that was actually doing well for themselves, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't on the block, wasn't trapping, wasn't doing their thing.
Right.
And it was just like, they were just cutting hair, bro. I'm just like, damn, this nigga got the fresh Jordans on, got everything that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Got the cars and everything, and you just cutting hair. So it gave me a little sense of like, damn.
Right.
I can do the same thing. Let me lock in on this shit. You know what I'm saying? And when I locked in, got to it, and I set myself up, I'm like, man, I want to go to the A. When I moved here,
that was it.
bro.
You moved to the A, it's over.
It's over. You feel me? And I be trying to get people to
over.
understand, like, bro, it changed the game for me.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen a black man in no luxury. I ain't never seen a Bentley, Rolls Royce, or none of that till I came to the A.
Man.
Period. So when I came here and I'm looking, I'm like, damn, I'm seeing 3, 4, 5 in, and these niggas, black niggas driving these shits.
Oh, God.
I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, so that just expanded my whole mental space, bro. You know what I'm saying? And on top of me getting the network, started meeting millionaires, started connecting with different people, ball players, you know what I'm saying? All these different individuals. And it just made me want to climb higher and higher and higher. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that, like you said, that exposure is everything, bro. Cause that shit changed my life, bro. I swear to God. That shit crazy.
Come to the A, it's over.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. And it's crazy because so many people have such negative things, but it's just like, bro, what you came here to do though? If you came here to party and play and bullshit, nigga, that's what you're gonna get.
Right.
But if you came here to hustle and really come up and really learn and grow and meet people, bro, this perfect place, bro.
I don't think you see me here. I don't think you see Pushman Mitch without coming to Atlanta.
100%.
I don't think you see it, bro.
Straight up.
But yeah, bro. I don't think you see the kid you see today, man. If I ain't come to Atlanta, because you don't see, it's all about exposure. I like to tell people this, man. People who don't understand it, because a lot of people hear that and they think of it as fluff.
Right.
But let me explain. People, you ever hear when people talk about, man, I couldn't be born during the slave time, man. I would have got killed.
Right.
They would have had to kill me, right?
Right.
The reality is they wouldn't have, because you would have went along with everything. Just like I was just telling a story about how we grew up and we didn't know we was poor.
Right.
In reality, if you see your mom as a slave, your dad is a slave, you a slave.
Right.
Everybody who looks like you is a slave. You're gonna think this is normal.
Yep.
This is what's supposed to be like. You just got the shitty end of the stick. You was born a slave.
Yep.
Now, until you get exposed to somebody who looks like you that isn't a slave, is the only time you're gonna have them thoughts. That's exposure. The only way you're gonna have thoughts of being something bigger than a slave. Mm-hmm. You're not just gonna innately be like, oh yeah, man, I can be running this whole shit. I can do more myself. I can have my own. You ain't gonna just start. You not. It's just not how we build.
Exactly.
So until you see Django come up on a horse,
exactly.
and y'all like, oh, what the fuck?
This nigga.
This is
We never seen a nigga on a horse.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Until you see it, then you like, yo, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Exactly.
Because you never even thought about it. You like,
Right.
yo, this just is what it is. And unless you were sold into it, right? Like somebody, they caught you out free, or they shipped you over there from a country where you was free at one point.
Right.
And they telling the stories of, you know what I mean? This is the only way, is exposure. Oh yeah, where I'm from, we do this and we have families, and this is like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I was born here. What y'all was doing that shit?
Exactly.
That's where you get the Nat Turners. That's where you get the people who escape and shit, who want to escape and shit. But like people don't understand. That's like, I'm going to work a 9 to 5. I'm going to trap. I'm going to try to rap. I'm going to try to hoop, because that's what I see people who look like me doing.
Exactly.
That's what I'm exposed to. Until I come to a place where I'm seeing a black man from where I'm from, driving some shit I never seen in life, living in a crib I never seen in life, and is actually able to do that in a legal fashion. If you won't get exposed to that, you ain't gonna never believe you can do it.
Exactly.
We need to see mirrors. Like, we need mirrors to like see ourselves as something. That's why, that's why that Black Panther shit was so important for people. You know what I mean? When it came out, it was like, oh, we got a black superhero. Our kids can look up to something, and you know what I mean? They can be rich. They can see that. Versus the street shit that they see every day.
No,
all we see is power and all of that shit like that.
But see, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing right now, and this is honest truth, because I still keep in contact with my people back home, man, and I be seeing it. Like, the potential be there, but they don't see what I see. And I kind of want to show them what I see. You know what I'm saying? I want to show them what I'm around, who I'm talking to, who I chop it up with. You know what I'm saying? Because it's important. Like you say, it's important, bro. And I had a conversation with somebody who was like, black men are this way, black men are that way. And I'm like, bro, that ain't the black man I see. You know what I'm saying? What you seeing is where you at.
Fact.
But that's not what I'm seeing, dog.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So many people out here that's successful in doing their thing. Black men that's taking care of their families, handling their business.
Fact.
You know, so taking care of their kids.
Fact.
Cause they swear up and down, black men don't take care of their kids. They crazy.
Right.
I see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing men changing generational wealth completely, bro.
Fact.
It's like first time millionaires and a whole family. Like this is real shit.
Yep.
So what you seeing and what I'm seeing is different, and I'm like, y'all, I kind of get tired of hearing people like taking that the black man thing when it's not just a black man thing, it's a rich or poor thing, period. You feel me? Like, don't get it twisted. There's white people out here that ain't shit too.
Right.
There's Latinos that ain't shit too. There's different races that ain't shit too, or ain't got nothing going on too.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? I be riding down the road and I see an Indian or somebody from a different country got his whole family out there with a sign up.
Fact.
You feel me? How many black men you see doing that?
Right.
You feel me? Like, unless they done been through some shit or whatever like that, but this man got his whole family instead of going out here and just go to try to get him a job.
Right.
So I just be like, yo, stop putting this stereotype thing, thinking that black men this, black men that. No, bro, and the thing about it is, we the only race that do it. If you
I wouldn't even say that.
If you look at social media today, bro, how many times you be hearing?
We just do it the biggest.
Well, let's say that. Let's say that.
You're right about that.
Let's say that because I don't really hear a lot of other races going in on that. Just like how we be going, you know, sometimes you hear black men going in on black women, right? We go in on each other, but I ain't hearing no white man saying, you know, white women be da 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 da.
Right.
It's not, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I think what our thing is, and it's something that's taught to us. It's hereditary at this point because it's taught to us at birth.
Right.
Like, as soon as we come out, that's the thing. The black, like we are the most oppressed and sensitive people at the same time.
Right.
So we sensitive, but we like. Let me give you an example. We'll talk about any other race, and then when somebody talk about us, we get offended. Right?
100%.
We'll literally downgrade ourselves, and when anybody talk about us, we get offended. So we'll talk about, you know, killing niggas, we'll talk about thoughts, hoes, all of this, you know, all of this shit, right? And as soon as somebody says something about us, that's why we feel offended. My thing is just be offended all the way across the board.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we hella sensitive too, because just think, man, we're growing up, like the white person we know in the hood, what we say when that's my white boy. We name him, anything, we say that. Now, if I was a black dude and I lived in an all white neighborhood, and they said, this is my black boy.
This my black boy.
That should be horribly offensive.
Yeah, 100%.
To everybody, right? But to me, it wouldn't be weird because consider how I grew up, that was the normal thing we did with white folks.
Right.
But it's also just incorrect. So we got to go across the board with this shit or nothing. So, you know, we got the only thing that I like about the black thing is Black History Month because we don't get taught that shit.
Right.
Mostly anybody you talk to about, you know, Frederick Douglass, you talking about Martin Luther King, Nat Turner, you know, all the names go on. People don't know about these people. They know about Harriet Tubman. That's probably the extent of it.
Right.
But other than that, anything to do with the slave trade and shit like that, we don't get educated, so I get it. So Black History Month is important. It should be Black History Year. We should always educate about it.
Right.
But other than that, man, you talking about, it's just like we want to do black this, black that. If somebody reversed it on us, we would not like that shit. Support white business.
Right.
Imagine if you seen that going down the street.
Yeah. Yeah. Be very offended.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even say nothing about it.
At all. I wouldn't feel no way, but I'm just saying.
The majority of our people, they would be
heated. Like,
but why? Just let them look. This is the thing, bro. Let them do their thing. We need to focus on us and leveling us up.
Right.
If we so focus on what they doing, we never gonna level up.
Absolutely, you're right.
But they say, man. So once you a person of a certain level of money or whatever, you can't really say things that you feel because it's gonna be offensive also. So you see when when Morgan Freeman was like, oh, racism doesn't affect nobody today. And then he got, oh yeah, he rich, he can say that, he don't gotta worry about this, that, and the third, right? But honestly, racism is a complete distraction, bro.
Yep.
It's a distraction. regardless, no matter what we say, what we march about, is gonna be here. We do 100 marches a week, and everybody, the people who are racist, gonna be racist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People who prejudice gonna be prejudiced. It is what it is. So now that we know that it's here, it's not going nowhere. What are you gonna do about it?
And you know what? I feel like us as black people has adapted to being racist as well.
For sure. David Banner said it best. I think he said the racism. He think that, you know, white folks are for white folks, Asian folks are for Asian folks. Black folks just should be for black folks. Like if they want to hire black folks or do a whole, but just do it. You don't gotta even broadcast it.
Right.
You just do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what I think about, like I said, it's really a distraction. I think it literally fucks up your momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about, all right, let's go to the George Floyd situation. Let's go to the Tamir Rice. Like when they doing the marches, we doing free promo. We put it all over social media.
Right.
Everybody talking about it. Nobody's focused on their family or their bag. They all worried about that doing marches and shit like that, right?
Right.
So it's just a distraction. It literally riles people up to where they not focused on getting money, getting their family out their hood, getting a life. If you live in a place where it's highly policed, it's a lot of crime, it's a lot of stealing, killing, cops fucking you up, why would you literally not move to a place where that doesn't happen?
Right.
My thing is, I don't do no marching. I don't do no protesting. This is what I do. If I go into a business, I swear on my life, I'm lying, I'm fucking dying. If I walk into a Houston's restaurant, anything like that, and they racist towards me, I'm not gonna make no posts. I swear I'm just gonna go to a restaurant where they treat me how I wanna be treated. I swear on my life. I get nothing out of getting y'all out of work, frustrated and mad, and riled up, reposting me all over the world, talking about how this place was racist toward me. I get nothing from it.
And they get nothing from it.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, you get nothing from it, nigga. Just, if I go into Starbucks and they like, yo, you can't wait here if you ain't buying shit, I swear I'm gonna go to the Starbucks that fuck with me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I swear I'm gonna go to the coffee shop that fuck with me because it does nothing. But that's the thing, we don't understand that we distracted, bro. I remember when I was like that, and the reason why I'm commenting on it, because I used to be like that.
Right.
I used to be riled up. I used to be answering every Facebook post.
Yep.
I used to be reposting all the times, and oh yeah, look at this time that this white dude did this, he ain't get killed. I'm literally, I was the brokest I ever been doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was focused on it, and then every conversation I had was about that.
Right.
So when what entertains you trains you.
Yeah.
So now I'm entertained by the shit.
Yep.
And I'm reposting it, and then when you picking your friends and shit, you picking people who agree with what you say.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So you ain't talking about
you ain't trying to talk to nobody who gonna go against what you talking about.
You feel me? You picking the niggas who like, yeah, man, you see what I'm talking about?
Exactly.
Stupid shit, bro. It's the biggest distraction ever.
It don't get you no fucking where, dog. 100%.
So my thing is, we gotta just realize what I do to make impact with my community is to help them make money.
Right.
I think if you economically empower somebody, if you help them get out their environment where they mentally trapped in that struggle, then they'll be able to change generations and generations. Like their kids will be better off. They'll
100%.
be having a mindset of wealth and abundance. They'll live in neighborhoods where they're treated right, so they're not as mad and angry.
But see, that's why it's important to see people like you, see people like me, see people like other guys that come from that struggle and really made something of themselves. That's why it's so impactful when you talked about the Uber thing. Right. Because I know guys that do Uber and they don't know how to get to that next level. You feel what I'm saying? But they don't even think it's the next level in it. You know what I'm saying?
That's the part right there.
Right there.
No next level.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's facts. When I was working, I remember I was working at the jail. That was my last job I ever had. And I thought that was a pinnacle. Like it's no level after
There's no
that.
level after that, bro. It's just like, okay, this is where I'm at. And that's why, and so to see that there is, they're like, oh shit, I can do that. Oh damn, I'm at least try to do it. You know what I'm saying? I might not do it on that level, but whatever. But I know that it's still another level that I can push for.
Right.
And
Just
that's very
think about your neighborhood, bro. Like, who's the richest person in the hood?
Shit, whoever selling drugs.
That's it. Like, all right. So let's say you already decided you're not gonna be in the streets.
Right.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
The only thing you're gonna do is what you've been exposed to.
Right.
So you're gonna work a job that somebody around the hood that you live in is doing.
Is doing. Yep.
So that's why you can't see another level. You gotta come to a place like Atlanta or go to Africa.
Yep.
You go to Africa once, bro. You don't know if you ever been there.
Nope.
If you go to Africa one time and you see all the billboards, everything is black. Everything they got in America, bro, they got in Africa. So rich in Africa is different than rich in America. So this is my thing. I'm gonna fuck you up right now. But if you get exposed to all these black people owning all these private jets, oil companies, electric companies, every company that we see white people running over here, billboards, hair salons, they own all of the chains. It's all black. Making crazy money that look just like you. It'll change the way you think about money ever, and you'll never see money the same. Then you'll also think about the giveaways that are being done in Africa.
Right.
All right. So all my African homies, they send money back to. They go get clothes. They send them back to their villages. They send money back to their hood. The money stretch long, right? But this is the thing. I just told y'all, rich in Africa is different than rich in America. So they got way more money. And we be making money and doing what? And sending shit to Africa, trying to build schools in Africa.
Right. We don't even, that's funny.
Think about it now.
That's funny though, cause we'll definitely do that. We won't even send it to the hood, nigga.
What?
We send it right across the overseas, nigga. Like,
and the niggas over there got way more money, and they ain't
you got a nigga on the street needing something right now, nigga. You sending it over there to Africa,
Yo,
nigga. That's crazy.
When I tell you something, bro, and then I'm gonna just tell you something else. I got some of my African homies, bro, and I'm real close with my Nigerian, Ghanaian homies. Some of my homies from Liberia. Listen to me. A lot of Africans do not fuck with us.
Yeah, I know. I've been working in this industry. I done met a lot of Africans, and some fuck with us.
Yeah, some do. I'm not saying everybody.
You feel me?
But I'm gonna just tell you, in their households, they are raised. A lot of them, not all of them, are raised, taught not even to fuck with Americans, right?
That's crazy.
And we be trying to go send money back over there, and their money over there is longer than ours. So what are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing sending money over there? Send money back to Southwest Philly, dog. Yo! Send money to the niggas who grew up next to you dealing with what you dealing with. I'm gonna be real. But the poverty over there is a lot worse.
It is.
You hear me?
I seen it.
So it's not across the board now. I'm telling you, don't let them videos fool you.
Right.
Africa's paradise, bro.
Yeah.
The air feels cleaner.
Yeah.
It's paradise. It's the credit system is not like here. The government assistance is not like here. So when they poor, it's different than our poor.
Right.
But what I will say is they got the resources over there to get right. You dig what I'm saying? Okay. Let's see that back. Okay. Appreciate you, my guy.
Yeah. Anything you want to change up or want to do extra?
Let me see. No, I'm Gucci for real. Yeah, good.
For sure.
There, man. But I would tell you to go. So if you like what Atlanta did for you, how it exposed you, opened your eyes a little bit. Take that long ass flight to Africa, bro.
Yeah, gotta do that.
I'm telling you, you gonna like it. One of my close homies, man, he lived half the year there, half the year here. And it's very common for everybody to have maids.
Right. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's very standard, and that position is considered a good job. You know what I'm saying? Because basically how the maid I talked to broke it down to me. She's like, they basically just clean up after you. It's not like they're like, you know how when you get somebody to come fix your house up after you've been chilling for 2 weeks and then you want somebody to clean up for you. But they just pick up right behind you, so they don't really do nothing all day. So it's considered a good job. So it's a little different over there, but when you walk in, everybody crib got a maid, man. You like,
yeah, this different.
Everything I was taught when I was a kid is fucking lies, bro.
Oh man. So tell them how people can get on your courses, man.
Courses, that's so.
Well, what you considering?
No, I got courses.
Okay.
All right, so what I tell people is this, man. I'm not a salesman, so what I teach, it translates. And what I mean by that is for the people who go under my wing and my training, my mentorship, they make money. So what I look at it is like this. I want people to consider when they're buying any type of financial education as an investment to them. You're always going to get that money back.
Right.
Always. If you buy a course of mine, if you join, like I got a group, it's $99.
Right.
Dirt cheap. I got a group, it's a Patreon group where you're guaranteed to get your return on investment. Like I can guarantee it because you join the group, because you get the access to the courses. Anybody who takes my course, I've been doing this for like 4 years now. I've never had somebody who take my course, never, and not make their investment back.
Right.
So let's just consider that part. Secondly, a course, when you buy a course itself, you're teaching yourself.
Right.
You're getting my education like on a video, but you can't ask me questions back. You can't say, hey, I'm in this phase of this. What do I do here? You're just going to take the information that's set in the course. So that's a course is called Done For You. Do it by yourself.
Right.
Then there's mentorship, right? Mentorship is done with me, meaning that you're going along your journey and I'm helping you as you go along. That's done with me. And then it's done for you. You got people who will come and set up your whole entire business for you. You know what I'm saying? Help you get the cars, help you get the crib, the Airbnbs, whatever the case may be. Help you hire the staff, the virtual assistants, credit repair specialists, whatever. There's done for you. So consider that when y'all going into any type of, trying to figure out how to expand your education when it comes to money. So for me, I have all of those things. But what I would encourage y'all to do is at least just start off with my Patreon group. Anybody who watches this and y'all come and find me on Instagram at PushmanMitch, y'all can just DM me the word peso. Peso is spelled P-E-S-O. DM me the word peso. I'll send you a link. That link is going to be only for $99. After we get to a certain amount of members, which is happening very soon, it's going to be $299. So what I encourage y'all to do is go ahead and sign up while it's only $99 a month and tap in and be along with a group full of individuals that can change your environment. Don't matter where you live at. In America, France, UK, we got students all over the world making money doing the same exact thing as I teach. And all it is about being in an environment and being able to have the conversations with people who are actually like-minded and want to do the same thing as you. Because how many times have y'all tried to implement strategies and then go home and tell your mom, your dad, or your brother, and they like, man, that shit ain't gonna work.
Right.
And then you never do it. So that's why it's important to join groups like the one that I have, because all of the students are holding you accountable. You can talk to them. You got somebody to have those conversations with. You got somebody to share your success with and share your downfalls with, so they can help you get to where they are. So when you got somebody like me in the group who's already at where you guys want to get to, and you got people who are in the middle of where I'm at, you got people a little bit step under, you got people at each step of the way in that group that can help you get to that next, close that IG, which is that information gap. You just keep closing the information gap until you get to, or surpass me. And that's what the goal is. So if y'all want to follow me on the gram, Pushman Mitch on IG, TikTok. I got a podcast as well on YouTube with a lot of free information. It's called No Fluff the Podcast, and go check it out right there.
For sure. Man, I appreciate you, brother.
For sure.
Yeah.
Appreciate the cut, man.
No doubt.